Hannah.
And I'm Matt Hannah.
And this is Horror Hour with the Hannahs.
Where we are trapped in the Backrooms.
And today we are talking about Backrooms, obviously. Directed and co-scored by Kane Parsons.
Very cool. And he's also the one that's been involved with all the YouTube videos as well.
Yes.
So he directed this. He's 19. It's pretty cool.
I will give some background on Kane Parsons and how this project came to be.
Okay.
So this is his feature-length directorial debut, obviously, because he is a bebe. And the film was not written by Kane Parsons, but it was written by Will Sudik, who does not have their own Wikipedia page, and I was too lazy to look at their IMDb credits, so my bad. The film is starring Chiwetel Ejiofor and Renata Reinsve. And the plot description, back-of-the-box description, is after a therapist's patient disappears into a dimension beyond reality, she must venture into the unknown to save him. So I said I had a background on how this film came to be. The concept of the Backrooms, originated from a 2019 creepypasta. And Kane Parsons was inspired by that and released on his YouTube channel in January 2022 a video called The Backrooms, (found footage). That video grew in popularity and now, as of this month, has over 78 million views.
Dang, I didn't know that. I knew it was very
Yes.
popular. It's not something I've ever gotten into, and I know you haven't either.
So
I was more of a Marble Hornets guy. You know anything about Marble Hornets?
That's Slender Man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was a huge deal. After he started posting Backrooms content, a bunch of production studios were in talks with him about making a film-length version, and in February 2023, a film adaptation was announced. So it took a bit for us to get this film, but very exciting.
We did get it, though.
We did. So, for the film, more than 30,000 square feet of sets were built across 4 sound stages.
I do love that. I didn't know. I assumed, but it's great that shooting on a physical set's always good, especially when it's like this liminal space stuff. To be able to play with the geometry yourself is great.
Yes.
To be able to fake the geometry, make it real, do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was the design was described as playing Tetris.
I want to go run around in there.
So I guess he designed it, and then actual production designers and artists use software to actually fully design it and get it built. But it was
cool.
His
Can I get
idea,
an adult
his inspiration.
play place that's just the Backrooms and I can just run around, including maybe the scary monsters? They probably should do a Backrooms event or something.
Yeah.
Not event. I'm thinking Hollywood Horror Nights.
Yes, that would be so sick.
Probably too much work, but be very fun.
They should do that this year and next year. That would be
A Universal.
so sick. And there's nothing actually in there. You just get lost.
Yep.
That would be absolutely awesome. But yeah, so there was a lot of work put into, the making of this film, and Kane Parsons, despite being a bebe, obviously had a lot of agency in making this film. There were a lot of people online there's no way a 20-year-old made this movie.
No, I think he did.
Yeah, he did.
Again, Spielberg made Jaws between 25, 26, 27, so
Yeah.
it's very possible.
Yeah. And
Dude was shooting episodes of Columbo before that, too, so...
Regarding the sets, there were rumors of people getting lost on set, which is really funny too.
I don't believe that, but I love that.
There are a lot of rumors that were coming out about the film.
Yeah.
And because of all the rumors that he didn't fully direct the film, Mark Duplass, who is in the film...
I saw he came out and said...
Yeah, so he posted content that was I was in the film, I was on set, and let me tell you, he directed the movie. And people, he talked about how he thought one of the reasons he was hired in particular was probably to be a mentor, because he is known for mentoring a lot of young filmmakers. He's produced a ton of shit. Mark Duplass is the man.
I have a theory.
What?
I don't think anyone was questioning this guy's age. I think that they were all hired actors or like basically to come out and question him doing it to just add more buzz and talk about the movie, which resulted in a lot of then people like us being like, no way, he definitely did it. Why? Just because he's young doesn't mean he can't do it, which then creates a buzz loop. So that's my theory is this was all a psyop to get more people to listen.
You know what? If that's the case, good for them.
I'm so broken because of just the way media and all these narratives work that I'm just like, someone totally like A24, whoever was like, I'm going to pay a couple creators to say that he didn't direct it.
Okay, but we know that happens in like political spaces.
Well,
so it's not like surprising if that were happening
it also
in this
happens,
space. So
a better example is do you remember the Grimace Shake thing? That was an entire thing set up by McDonald's marketing teams, and then everyone ran with it. It's it's really interesting social engineering. So my theory is that whole thing about him being too young to direct it was social engineering. But maybe I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. I don't think I am. And
again, if true, great idea. Y'all nailed it.
Great idea. Yeah, no, I mean, outrage sells, so... And then response to the outrage to the outrage, to the outrage to the outrage sells.
Yes.
So, yeah, well, just a theory.
He has broken records for his age related to his directing. Sure. He is the youngest filmmaker to reach #1 at the box office opening weekend.
Good for you, dude.
The previous youngest filmmaker to have a #1 opening was Josh Trank at 27 for 2011's Chronicle.
Hell yeah. I've heard Chronicle's good. I've never seen it.
I've told you about Chronicle
I've heard it's
how
good.
I liked it when I
heard
saw
it's like
it.
a very decent deconstruction of the superhero tropes.
It's like
it probably hits harder now too.
It's scary.
It is cool though. I think it's also cool that it's something he had such a hand in creating to then get to bring it to life.
Yeah.
I'm curious what he takes away from this after, because I'm sure getting involved with big Hollywood just is much more difficult, and we know that a lot of like artists have a huge problem trying to adapt to that. So I'm interested in a couple of years what he comes out saying about it, but it got him his first big shot. So
yeah, it's interesting because I do feel like I haven't watched a ton of interviews with him, but clips come up, and I do feel like he's pretty articulate. He seems like he has a good head on his shoulders, and I know when he was going through like just meeting with production companies, doing contracts and stuff, that he did have his parents on calls and stuff with him because he was a baby.
Stop saying, or you said it like 6 times. No more baby. Just call him a 19-year-old. He's an adult.
Well, now he's an
adult. Stop infantilizing him.
He's a grown man who made a fucking movie.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Like a movie that's doing very, very well. So I'm not trying to.
And it's a well-directed. It's a well-directed movie that looks good. So
yeah, I think
it's well acted. We'll get to all that, but I give him a lot of credit for those things.
I think any problem that I have with the film is completely irrelevant to Kane Parsons.
I think I agree for the most part.
Yes.
We'll get to it.
Because I did mention, that this movie is breaking records for him and his age and box office. I should also add, this is the best ever opening weekend for A24.
That's crazy. The marketing was really good. They did a killer job, especially when I think A24 as a, not production studio, but as a, what's it called? They are production when they pick it up and then distributor. That's my word. As a distributor, I think
they also produced this.
They did produce it. Okay.
Yeah, like they were in it from the beginning.
I think they've had a lot of weak marketing, at least in comparison to like the Neons of the world. And so it's nice to see them really like dive in and choose to spend their money to market this.
And I also do think there is a lot of word of mouth with this being such a present internet cultural phenomenon for years and years. It's funny. It is and it isn't. I would say where it's kind of genius is this ended up being behind in a way that all the people that grew up doing Backrooms, because Backrooms was like a kiddie thing years ago, all of them are now old enough to go to the movies by themselves. And it kind of like aligned perfectly, where I feel like a lot of like trending things end up becoming like they could become mainstream like 5 years later, and everyone's like, well, that's over now. But I do think that this like lined up perfectly. It's kind of interesting. Kind of like Toy Story 3 with all of us being adults when it came out, I do think this is going to be like the horror film for younger Gen Z. Yeah, Gen Alpha. I think so. Because again, I know that like this is a big YouTube thing for like a younger crowd at the time. At least that's what it seemed like to me. Like this was at least outside. Again, Marble Hornets was more my era, our era, I should say. And I'm 30, so Backrooms was not really. But there's video games, there's all kinds of stuff. I guess also SCP was also kind of a little bit at the end of my era. You don't even know what that is. No, I don't. We should get a game on them, but
Or not game. What am I saying? There is a game. We should get a movie on all that. Oh. All right, cool. We're good. So let's chat. You got any other background for us, or is that it?
The other thing I did want to say about the box office, what's really cool about this weekend, is that the 2 highest performing movies this weekend in the box office beat out Disney.
You love to see it. You love to see a corporation that's continuing to shove shit down our throats and not actually like make anything new eat their fucking shit. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with Disney. I have a problem with their cash grabs, and I have a problem with them not
which, like,
trying.
Mandalorian and Grogu is.
Very much so.
That performed at 3rd this weekend in the box office. Number 2 was Obsession.
You love it.
Which
Shout out.
Was a rare example of a film increasing after their first opening weekend.
Word of mouth.
It's also been
people loved
opening in more theaters.
It's so funny because I liked it, but you also know that I don't like it as much as like everyone else did. And now I'm the one that's like, oh, it's pretty good. I'm the contrarian. I'm like, it's good. It's quite good. I think that I wish Hokum got more love, but it happens.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hokum was good. I don't think anyone is like doubting that Hokum is good.
I know. I just also wish it made a bunch of money.
It was never going to make a bunch of money.
Obsession is very good for the masses in a good way. Like, I'm not saying anything bad. Like, it is one that is appealing to everybody, I would say. Even it's like a good way for non-horror people to get involved because it's funny, it's scary, it's a well-written movie, well acted. It kind of hits everything. So I understand why it is such a obsession among people. But you like what I did there? All right.
Okay, so because this was made by a YouTuber turned filmmaker, our
neither of us can talk today.
Yeah, I can't talk.
It's YouTuber.
It's because I'm stuck in the Backrooms.
I seen him on the YouTube.
Shut up.
That's how I feel about Curry Barker. I seen that guy on the YouTube. All right,
I did see that guy on
being
YouTube.
Annoying.
Okay, so I asked as our prompt, who's your favorite YouTuber turned director?
Jordan Peele.
He was an
YouTuber. He's been in YouTube videos.
What's funny is on Instagram, every single person said the exact same thing.
Oh, all right, let's do it.
They said the Filippo brothers of Talk to Me and Bring Her Back.
Dude, Bring Her Back, I've thought about that movie a bunch, and I'm like, that was really good, wasn't it? But I'm so sickened by that movie that I like can't remember that it was good. Like, I was like, I don't want to watch it again. So, you know how it is. I felt that way about Hereditary at some point, but then Hereditary is such a masterpiece that I was like, it's fine.
I have to keep
We're like, Bring Her Back. There is just so many foul things that happen that I'm like, no, thank you. I'm okay. And it's almost like the movie's reputation is almost hurt in my head because it is so good at what it does. So,
yeah.
Anyway, yes, that's a great answer for everybody to say that those brothers.
Literally everyone said that. Brits by Hobnob said, I'm seated for everything they do. I'm a believer. They have 2 straight bangers already.
And I like Talk to Me. I don't like it as much as Bring Her Back, but Talk to Me is much more watchable.
Yeah. I completely agree. I feel more inclined to rewatch Talk to Me, even though I like Bring Her Back better.
Yeah. Yes.
Cinema's Charm. We posted this before Obsession officially came out, and Cinema's Charm said Filippo brothers, but I think Curry Barker is going to blow me away.
Well, she was right.
So, spoiler, you were right.
You know what's amazing is we're going to get another Curry Barker movie at some point because of how good this went.
Pumped.
And like now, I think he can get freaky with it now, which like if you watch his YouTube videos, like he's funny, he's ridiculous. Now, like he's going to have blank check. You can do whatever you want. And so I'm really pumped for whatever weird thing that comes out that people will probably end up being very mixed on that I love.
Filming just ended for his second big well, I guess it's technically his third feature because Milk and Cereal. But
that's considered. Okay, well.
His second will be a theatrical feature.
Eventually, Curry Barker's going to come out with something just obscene, and I'm going to love it, and everyone's going to be very mixed on it. Just, that's how it's like me with Us, and Jordan Peele's Us,
Yeah, but other people do
other people like it, but it was much more mixed compared to
the
other two.
So we've been yapping for a while without actually talking about the movie.
Well, that's all part of the whole spoiler-free thing,
Did you have expectations of this movie going in?
I was a little higher than I think I should have been. I felt like the people who talked about early screenings said some really great things about it. I thought the trailers were really good. I was higher than I probably should have been, is what I would say. Which is weird. I usually try to keep myself even keel, and I don't know if I was just really pumped to go get my little popcorn and sody that day.
Yeah.
And sit in the theaters, but I was pretty pumped.
Yeah, I was hyped. I was even more hyped because we saw this early, and I was just really excited to be invited to see it early, and then we got free popcorn and drinks. So
and the last movie we saw was Passenger, which I kind of loved, even though it was really bad.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? We're on heaters. Like, no, we're not recovering Passenger, but Passenger is hilarious and scary. And
it's a mess, but it is so much fun.
I had so much fun because I said this before. This will be my one review of Passenger for everybody, unless we end up covering it at some point. Hannah's looking at me like we might.
I mean, we're going to do we'll
do a mini
wrap up
thing. It is the best bad movie I've seen in a long time. I feel like we don't make good bad movies anymore. Mostly bad movies are just boring. This one is not boring. It is just terribly written, has a bad script, its acting is meh.
But it's
fun. Scary and it's badly hilarious. So it's like this weird mix of like, I'm scared and okay, this movie is shit. Sorry.
On this podcast, I'm constantly saying, oh, this would be like a really fun movie to watch drunk.
With your friends, yeah.
Or like buzz with your friends. Passenger is that movie.
I agree.
Passenger is the movie. But we're not talking about Passenger.
Yes,
we're talking about Backrooms.
Again, I was just throwing it in there. This is my mini review.
I'd never watched anything Backrooms related. I knew what it was.
Me neither.
Didn't really have like the experience in it. Didn't really have expectations besides like, I'm excited to see what it is. And our theater was like, they're small and there weren't a lot of people there. So there wasn't like masses kind of influencing like the vibe or the energy of the room for that to kind of impact how we felt about it.
Yes.
Which I think is
But we did have free popcorn, or popcorn as I said earlier, and soda. So
have you seen like the studies?
Popcorn and soda.
I feel like I saw this somewhere that like there are studies that show if you get popcorn, you like a movie better.
Well, I told you this last time.
Did you say that?
No. Northern Lion, who's a streamer who's really funny. He's a bald guy, looks like me. He had this whole thing where he said on Letterboxd, you should have to say if you got popcorn.
Okay. That's where I got
because he was
from.
like, you're gonna be a half star higher if you saw it in the theater with your little popcorn. And and I was like, that's so funny. Sorry, I'm giggling about me retelling a joke, but he's totally right. If you see it in the theater, you have to, because you might be biased.
So we had popcorn. And it was good popcorn.
I like how you were like, your telephone of that was, it's a study that was done.
That
people rated higher.
No, I just said, or something on the internet. I don't know.
It was just Northern Lion. He's funny. I'll show you his clip. He's
so
silly.
It's a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
A really funny joke.
Well, I'm glad we've cleared that up.
Yes.
Thank God. I didn't lie to the masses. Yep. Okay, so this...
made it even funnier.
This movie. I didn't hide. I didn't scream. Did you?
No.
Okay.
I unfortunately did not find this movie particularly scary. I think we'll say... do you want me to get into it, or do we have other things to say first?
Get into it without blabbering on.
No. Without blabbering on, I felt that they were trying to create tension with some of the shots of the Backrooms, and they just weren't tense. At least they weren't for me, which ended up resulting in really long shots of people walking down hallways, which ended up being boring, not scary. So it's kind of the exact opposite effect, unfortunately. But yeah, some of the found footage was good, but overall, I felt it was kind of goofy, not scary, or boring and not scary. So what do you think?
I think the first half of the film I really liked. Like, I was really into it. I was on board. I was invested. And I don't think the second half of the film lived up to what the first half of the film maybe set up for me.
I was being a little Gen Z brained, even though I'm not Gen Z, and being like, all right, get on with it. But it was because long shots of hallways are fine.
I like long shots of hallways.
If there is good tension. I love Skinamarink. I'm a big Skinamarink defender. Everybody knows. And it's just shots of hallways and doors. But that movie scares me when it happens. This one, unfortunately, I did not feel threat or tension or suspense as that was happening.
I did, because I was like, how are you keeping track of where you just came from? It all looks the same.
I did think about that, but no, it's because he got out so easily the first time that I was like, okay, there's no threat now.
The first time he was in the back rooms, I was like, he's not getting out.
You're right.
So when he got out, I was like, wait, what the fuck? What are we doing here? How did he get out?
I agree with you. The first time, I was more scared. It was every subsequent time he went in, I was like,
well, he only went in one more time.
Oh, it feels like a lot more.
That he
Don't correct me to make me sound dumb.
And the next time, because he brought other people with him.
Yeah.
So I did find that, like, the beginning pretty tense with that. I think that the found footage scenes that are utilized in the film, specifically the intro scene, are unfortunately my favorite scenes in the film. I think they were easily the scariest and most tense, and I think that is because of the filmmaking and because it really felt like, I don't know, this person fucking lost running through with their stupid research camera being like, get me out, get me out, get me out.
I did like that
and
a lot.
That was really
it's a great
stressful.
cold open.
That was like the one time where I was like, I'm gonna hide, I'm gonna scream, and then I didn't, but like, it did really stress me out. I did like that. I just think that the writing, I don't love where it goes. And I don't think that the characters are written very well. They don't feel like they're written like real people. So that also makes it really hard. I think every issue that I have with this film is entirely the screenplay, which Kane Parsons did not write, which makes me really frustrated because I feel like the Backrooms are his baby. And I understand why he didn't write it. Like, this is his first movie. I understand why you're not letting, the kid write your movie.
I have a theory about this too.
What?
A couple things. Do I have a second to talk?
Sure.
Or do you, okay. First, I want to shout out Aaron in here on TikTok, who's one of our best followers and listeners. But Aaron said, watching Backrooms, the movie made me realize how much I love Backrooms as just a concept online. And that kind of got the gears turning for me, that Backrooms does not make sense as a movie, because part of the lore and mystique of Backrooms is that you are watching it like it's real. Mm-hmm. You go on your computer at night, you get your little headphones on, you sit in the dark, and you watch this found footage like you are seeing legit footage. When you shoot it as a movie and don't do it all as found footage, it comes across as fake. Mm-hmm. Because obviously movies are fake. That's fine. Newsflash, everybody. Movies aren't real.
Movies aren't real.
Damn.
It's called suspension of disbelief, but it's harder to do that.
In this situation, sorry, someone just said, you guys are in the back rooms. You're right. We're trapped. In this situation, it really drives home that, this isn't real, where every other version of it is the found footage. My new theory, conspiracy theory, is Kane probably said this whole movie needs to be found footage, and A24 Studios, whatever, were like, no, we need to do a real movie.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It looks really good. The non-found footage parts do look good. He did a good job making you feel that, but it kind of ruins the whole mystique of the Backrooms, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. So I think, Aaron, you had that correct, and you got me thinking about it more. And that probably pulls away from the tension. This would have gone kind of hard if it was all found footage, but also found footage is really difficult, and most people can't do it well.
But I think that's been his thing. So clearly maybe he's proven that in some form he can do it.
But would it work as a 90? Would people sit through a 90-minute found footage of the Backrooms, or would they just say? It's a great question. Because then people would be like, well, this was just like a longer version of what I could watch on YouTube. Why did I pay for this? It's a lose-lose to adapt this, to be honest. So, but yes, I'll shout out Aaron again. Thank you.
I think this movie, though, like he said, the movie looks good. It's interesting visually. I really like this bright fluorescent lighting. It's one of those movies that, if this existentially scares you, then it's an example of a movie that's very well lit that manages to be scary. And that's really tough to do. So I did like that. I like the way it's framed. All of that piece, the directing, I do really like. I just think that because the characters don't feel like real people, it's hard to care as much about what happens to them and to buy into their interactions necessarily. And then I think the actors are doing their best to act their asses off because it's two really, really talented people in Ejiofor and Reinsve. But there's only so much they can do if the script isn't serving them. And it's not, in my opinion.
Agreed.
The writing for their characters is not serving them. I think the beginning, the writing is serving them more, and that's why those scenes in therapy there's like scenes of we all know the plot is that she's his therapist. The therapy scenes work. And I think that's because the writing is stronger.
Yes. Well, to counterpoint it, Jeffy Dahmer in our...
oh my God.
Jeffy Dahmer, not Jeffrey, in our TikTok live says, I think I'm an exception because I could watch 4 hours of someone wandering through a liminal space with no plot, please. I think that that's like what the YouTube is for, right? And when you have a 90-minute feature, you need to give us a little bit more. And this movie tempts us with a little bit more. And that's where the issues lie, is that they say... Here you go. We're going to set up beats. We're going to make interesting choices, and we're not going to follow through on any of them. And so maybe Jeffy Dahmer might be right to say that it should have just been a 90-minute nothing happens movie like Skinamarink, and I probably would have enjoyed it more.
Perhaps.
So, yes. But I think you make a good point. I'm in complete agreement with you.
Yeah.
And Jeffy.
Yeah. And Jeffy. Don't forget about Jeffy. And I will say, like, I don't know how, like, what I am getting from the movie thematically is interesting to me. Okay. I think that it's not... I think it's very up for interpretation, as it should be, as a Backrooms media should be. Like, there shouldn't be answers, right? So I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with ambiguity. I think that's cool. And I do think that this is, like, layered with meaning, and I think some of it is on the nose, but I still like it. It's hard when, like, the narrative kind of loses me.
Yeah, I agree.
So, that's really where it is.
I made a little TikTok live about it, which people might have seen. Or no, yeah, it's out. And I basically said, it's like, I'm okay with lack of narrative or not following through if the movie's scary. Unfortunately, for me, I did not find the movie scary, so I wasn't getting the entertainment from that. Where I was getting the entertainment was it looked really nice, and I thought the acting was good, but that could only take it so far when it's not keeping my attention by being scary, and when the actors aren't really allowed to work because they don't go anywhere towards their beats or towards their specific roles in it. I can't think of the better word for it.
It is interesting because we posted that and then we got comments that are like, this is so existentially scary. And I'm really happy for you if that was the effect for you, because that's what it should be. And I think that's what his series elicits. And that's what I think liminal space horror should do. I think that's like a feature of liminal space horror a lot of the time. And I think that's awesome. I just like, it didn't do that for me.
So,
and I don't know what makes that me different than the people who found it really scary.
We should get into spoilers soon, but I want to compare it to something.
Okay.
We've been watching Twin Peaks because we have...
brother. I was going to bring up Twin Peaks later.
Wow. Can I do it now or should I hold?
Go ahead.
We've been watching Twin Peaks because we have another podcast called Welcome to Twin Peaks where Hannah's watching for the first time. So if you're not on that, get on it because it's great. We're into season 2 now. You can always catch up. Anyway... Twin Peaks does an amazing job of both existential horror and liminal spaces.
Yes.
Maybe the best ever put to screen. I haven't watched the Backrooms YouTube series, but I'm going to argue better than the Backrooms YouTube series that I haven't watched. Sorry, Kane. I'm sure Kane also thinks that because, the Red Room and the Black Lodge is a big deal. And that's kind of like what I need, and I wish it was a little more like that. I think you got to take some lessons from that, but I think you're handcuffed by everything you've already done with YouTube. Yeah. People expect a certain style, and it's hard. I think adapting something like this from a short or from a different form is just a losing battle so often. It's like adapting video games.
Yeah.
Backrooms was a show, or a YouTube short directed or changed to video games. Then now it's a short and a movie. It's not easy. So I'm sorry, That's just how it goes. I'm giving you Kane Parsons the benefit of the doubt. It's not his fault. It's just you're Sisyphus in this whole thing, And
it's interesting because, overall, I do have all of these criticisms that I vocalized, but, I still liked it. I gave it a positive score. I just didn't like it, I think, as much as every other person seemed to.
I feel like
people either hated it or they loved it, and there's no one that gave it... the way people are reviewing it, what they're saying about the film, it doesn't feel like anyone else gave it a 3.5 out of 5. It felt like you gave it a 4.5 or 5, or you gave it a 2 or lower.
I feel very mid on it. Again, there are things I like, as I said before, but there are just glaring issues that frustrate me and make it not a fun watch, and one that I don't really plan to watch again.
I think I will, because I do think there are details that I missed out on thematically or like small details that are really scary if you picked up on them. So I am interested in seeing it again. Well, but I'm not going to pay.
I will definitely be seated to see another Kane Parsons project, though.
That's the thing.
They better get that man out of the development hell of a Backrooms movie, because I just have to imagine that is miserable. So.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get into spoilers? Anything else?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Now we're entering the spoiler zone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the spoiler zone. After this point, you're going to hear some things that you might not want to hear.
15-second summaries. As best as we can. Okay. I'm pulling up the timer.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Mm-hmm. 3, 2, 1, go.
Angry man Clark falls through his wall into the backrooms and then chooses to stay and live in there because he doesn't want to work on fixing his life.
We don't really know why, because...
No, he says why.
I mean...
He tells us why.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say on that.
It happens a little too fast for me. Are you ready for me?
Yeah,
you
go.
Ready? Guy goes to therapy like we've been telling them to, and it doesn't work. And then he goes to real therapy, which is the backroom seclusion, and it does work. So what I'm telling you boys is, don't go to therapy. Just go to the backrooms. Go get stuck in the backrooms. Hang out by yourself. Just talk to yourself. Get on the internet more. Get more online. No. I think everyone needs to get more online. They need to really...
You're all jokes.
I know. I can't help it. I got no good 15 seconds.
I'm crazy.
So, for the full plot description... Furniture store owner Clark is struggling to cope with his alcoholism and recent divorce. He regularly visits therapist Mary Klein, who has her own trauma from her mentally ill mother and the demolition of her childhood home. Having taken up residence at the store, Clark experiences electrical irregularities that lead him to the basement, where he notices a glowing slit in the wall. Investigating it, Clark phases through the wall and enters the backrooms. Clark narrowly escapes back to the store when an unseen creature chases him out. Meanwhile, acing scientist Phil watches Clark from a surveillance camera. Clark tells Mary about the backrooms, but is met with skepticism. Bad therapist. She's just no. She thinks he's having delusions. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is your delusions are real. Listen to the voices. Okay.
No.
He recruits his assistant manager, Kat, and her boyfriend, Bobby, to help him film the backrooms as proof of his claims. They enter and film their discoveries. While Bobby explores a steeply sloped corridor, he is ambushed and apparently killed by an unseen entity, dragging him along with Clark and Kat into an unexplored section where they are separated. Clark runs through various rooms, eventually coming across several humanoid entities that chase him to a dead end. He hears Kat call out to him and sets the camera down to look for her. Something unknown then picks up the camera as Kat screams for Clark to look behind him. Cut to black. Very barbarian-esque, just not as funny. Yeah. Later, Mary receives a voicemail from Clark saying that he will not return. Elsewhere, Phil recognizes Clark in an ad for his store while watching TV with his family. Mary visits Clark's store and finds the entryway to the back rooms. While wandering the halls, she finds Clark. Clark, having gone insane, chokes her unconscious. A tied-up Mary awakens with Clark in a space resembling a dining room. Clark is joined by monstrous imitations of humans that the back rooms creates. Upon revealing Kat's severed head, Clark demands that Mary continue their therapy session via roleplay, but Mary chastises Clark about his excuses for his failures, which were the real reason his wife left him. Clark briefly comes to his senses and frees Mary, but they are interrupted by the arrival of a large, deformed copy of Clark dressed like a pirate. Clark tells it that it no longer needs to hunt, attempting to calm the pirate, but the pirate seems to embrace him, but then instead kills him. Mary flees. Cornered in a replica of the furniture store's showroom, she fights off the pirate by accidentally triggering a gas trap and bludgeoning it with a chunk of cement she had kept from her childhood home. After escaping... Oh, it's a chunk of cement. Hold up. Chunk of concrete. I'm a structural engineer. I can't be saying cement. That's the glue. All right. After escaping, she encounters a group of async scientists in hazmat suits who contain the Clark monster and take her back with them to their headquarters.
Clark monster.
The pirate. After recovering, Mary is taken to an interrogation room where she meets Phil, who explains that Async was once a company that developed MRI machines until they discovered the backrooms and have since dedicated their work to researching and mapping it. When asked about how she came across the backrooms and what she found, she repeats Clark's description of it being a faulty copy of reality. Mary asks if Async plans to leave her, but Phil refuses to answer her that question. Let her leave. Jesus. But Phil refuses to answer the question. Inside the back room, several rooms based on buildings from Mary's memories are shown, along with a deformed version of Mary sitting in a poorly copied interrogation room. And that's the end of the movie. Cut to black. Sequel bait. You know how it is.
That last shot is pretty chilling.
It is pretty chilling. I like that part. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So
where did this movie more so lose you?
I mean, probably upon... I liked the found footage when he got the 2 idiots from the store to come with him, Kat and Bobby. Like, that was funny, but pretty much the second that, like, Bobby gets taken, I was like, all right, I'm done. And maybe, like, once we come back to Clark and he's already insane, I was like, that just felt like it happened a little abruptly to me.
Well, it's because so much time passed that we weren't privy to. So it did feel abrupt, but, like, it definitely wasn't abrupt.
I agree.
Yeah.
And, like, he acts great. Like, he's great. I don't know this actor's name. I forgot. But he's really good.
Ejiofor. That's his last name, yeah.
He's fantastic.
Yeah. He is so good.
I think Gia in our comments said it felt like the plot was rushed or incomplete. Completely agree.
Yeah.
I find that it's both maybe rushed and also that I've said it before, they made choices and set up narrative beats that are not fulfilled, so it leaves you just frustrated.
So for me...
You got blue balls for the movie.
I feel like where it starts to lose me... Blue balls, yes.
Not a real thing.
Is when... when the therapist Mary enters the Backrooms.
I agree.
It's like where I'm just like, what? Because that is where he like knocks her out, and then we have this tense dining table scene, and it's like you just said, it feels like, how do we get to this version of Clark? We know a lot of time passed that he's been missing. We see all of those envelopes like tucked inside the door, so like we know it's been a while, but because we didn't see that like descent into madness bit, it's hard to conceptualize that that's actually what happened. And
I also think that she's kind of a bad therapist.
Okay, so
can we talk about that?
I didn't feel like she was a bad therapist until that scene, but I also have thoughts on that scene. I think that when they actually show them in therapy, she's doing a good job. Yeah. She's doing a good job in the paid
session.
The sessions that she is like obligated to be a good therapist in. And honestly, the fact that she goes looking for him is more than like a lot of professionals would do. So like points for Mary. I also think that I wish I wrote like had been able to take notes, because I would have loved to write down some of the things that she said in her tapes. You better start just
bringing your notepad. I'll get you a little book.
But what I think, and I also think she's just like interested in like what happened to him more than even just like, I want to save him, because she doesn't know. But that dinner table scene, there are things that she said that, I was like, oh, you can't say that as a therapist.
I also I just kind of felt she was wrong. Like, Clark is frustrated.
In what way was she, what did she say that was wrong? Because we haven't vocalized that.
Specifically, like how nothing is ever his fault. It's always the world out to get him. He has to complain and do this. I don't think that was very clear. It seemed like he had legitimate frustrations that I thought were normal, real frustrations. And like her kind of coming at him like that annoyed me.
Oh, see.
You didn't feel that?
I think that she's right. But like as a therapist, you can't say that. But then you put it in the context of like you're being tied down by your patient.
That's true. I just more meant like sorry, I'm stuttering. Her saying that is fine because she's tied down in all of this. I more meant like, what is the movie trying to tell me? Are they trying to say Clark is a bad person and he's just a complainer? Because I just didn't think that was the truth. Like I thought,
I kind of do think he's a little bit of a complainer, but
I think some of the things he was frustrated about in his previous relationship were valid. And like, it's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to be frustrated with your spouse.
I think the issue is that he doesn't take any accountability. And so she's like, I think what she's saying is like, you don't take any fucking accountability for anything. Like everything you're saying is something that's outside of you. And that's just not reality. Like you do play a part in your interactions.
I think I agree
Especially when he is making it very clear, like he had the interaction that they're role playing both times is something where he was drunk and aggressive towards his wife.
Sure. I was kind of ignoring that part and more thinking about how he's like, to him, he feels like he's put his dreams on hold to try to support her.
And that is valid. Like
maybe he doesn't need to be doing that, but I could understand where his frustration could come from that. Maybe I'm siding with the man. I don't know.
And I think that's emotionally valid. Like, I think that emotional experience is valid, but it doesn't necessarily mean that how he is acting is valid or fair. And I don't think that he's actually trying to utilize therapy to the best of his ability.
I agree. He's probably just trying to get someone to agree with him. He'd be better off talking to ChatGPT.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have
a lot. That's a good joke.
No, but actually, I have a lot of thoughts on like what this movie is doing thematically. So this kind of feels like the right time and space to mention this. Mm-hmm. So I think, so Renata in her like tapes, Mary the therapist, I keep like switching and saying her real name because I forgot her name was Mary for a long time. But so her like audio book that he's listening to in the car, he's talking about like the labyrinth of the mind and all this shit. And I think that the Backrooms is obviously a manifestation of that. I don't think that that's like, I think it's pretty on the nose that's what that is. And so I think that for Clark, when he goes into the Backrooms, it's a labyrinth of his unhealthy mental state. And for him, his mind is continuing to choose the familiar, which for him, you know, is staying in the Backrooms, but also like staying in these unhealthy thought patterns, no matter how terrible those things might be, because he's scared to do anything else. And she says, like, when she's like trying to like get him to let go, she says, like, you don't have to change, you can stay the same, which is obviously not true. Like, he's not healthy. He can, but that doesn't mean that's healthy. Mm-hmm. And it's very clear, he just wants to be told it's not his fault. He wants the validation.
And so he wants the Backrooms to validate him.
And so he wanted her to validate him. He wants the Backrooms to validate him. And he's pumped to tell his Backrooms monster self that they don't have to change. He's like, she said we don't have to change. Yeah. Hell yeah, buddy. Let's hug.
So
let's
you know
hug
what I'll
it out.
say? Him getting killed by that actually is a poor choice for the narrative.
Oh, see, I think it kind of like makes sense.
I felt like he should have been like teamed up with the Backrooms now. Like that, he's king of the Backrooms now and takes over.
I kind of think that's how he stayed alive this whole time.
Yeah,
he kind of is. Also, it's
so
like
that's what's kind of
brain.
lame that he died like that.
But I kind of think that if we think about the Backrooms monster as being like another part of his psyche, clearly part of his psyche is like, no, that's probably not good that we don't change. I'm gonna eat you.
Yeah.
So if that's how I'm going to choose to read it, I think it makes sense.
I'm not thinking too hard, unfortunately.
But I was, because I think the movie is doing...
I think it's
has
trying.
a storyline very clearly about trauma. I also like this idea about how our memory works. And like we reconstruct our memories over and over again. And therefore, like, over time, they warp.
Like the faces.
The memories
and the
warp.
People.
So that's why these people copies are warping and changing over time. So I thought all of that was really cool.
Yeah, I like that. And how it's all memories of the people that are there, so it like builds a space based on you. Mm-hmm. I think that's neat. And I think like seeing her at the end like that is neat. It's almost like I kind of just wanted more of that, maybe. And I think it's also set up well for the narrative. It just doesn't really complete the thought, as I'd said before.
Yeah, I do kind of feel like it's fast that part happens, and I don't like that he needs to verbalize that to us.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I feel like he does
it's very clear,
glaringly say it. Yeah. So I wish we had to think more about it and it was more ambiguous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think obviously like this story is so much about trauma. She's literally carrying around hers. It's like very blatantly heavy-handed. She's carrying around a heavy handprint.
A heavy handprint.
Yeah.
Whoa. Heavy-handed handprint.
That's why you said
crazy.
It like that, bro.
All right, sorry. I wanted to make sure you realized you said that. That's clever.
I said it
You're
like
so
that
smart.
on purpose. Okay. But yeah, she's literally carrying around a piece of her trauma.
Yeah.
And so...
And she uses it to beat someone to death.
Well, he deserved it. I mean, it was like a monster trying to attack her. But I do think there's like this interesting piece of part of her staying in the Backrooms, whether she was let out or not, Like, I'd like to believe they let her leave, but a piece of her is always going to remain in there because even if you, like, overcome and heal your trauma, which I think she's working towards doing, a part of you is, or has done, like, a part of you is always going to be changed by that trauma.
Yeah.
So it, like, makes sense that her memory trauma self remains in the Backrooms altered.
Yeah, I think you said some good things. Comment from someone here that I want to ask you about.
Okay.
They said, I think I lost it. I caught some Lynch/Silent Hill influence from what I've seen. Do you agree? I already talked a little bit about Lynch. I know I can talk about Silent Hill after, but I know you wanted to talk about Twin Peaks or Lynch in general a little bit.
Well, I was just going to say, I was thinking about, like, what I would recommend to people if they liked this movie. And I was going to say they should watch Twin Peaks, but specifically The Return.
You got to watch all of Twin Peaks to get to The Return.
Well, I know you do, but, like, I think The Return is
yeah.
the part that people would really like. So,
yeah. I would say there is always going to be Lynch influence in anything that's a little bit surrealist or a little bit liminal. So it's like, sure.
I'm like, Lynch ran so this could walk, but, like, that's okay. Kane is a fresh filmmaker.
Yeah.
And I do think anything liminal, like, Lynch is the king, the OG, I feel like.
It's just going to be so hard to ever do the Red Room slash Black Lodge the way that he did it.
Yeah.
I just don't know if anyone else has that brain. It's really tough. Maybe the Backrooms, like, shorts do. I could imagine they do. I haven't watched, so I don't know. For Silent Hill, I actually really agree, where, like, I know a lot of Silent Hill is about it's kind of your own reality and own mental construct controlling everything, and the monsters become a part of your mind. I think that's a great example of vibes. You don't know too much about Silent Hill, but basically when you go there, a lot of the creatures and monsters are all a part of your psyche and are, like, kind of created by you.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's like, you don't really know that until you get through the game. So I haven't played all of them, but I know enough for pop culture reasons,
Yeah.
Cultural osmosis. But
what did you think about the storyline with the scientists?
I think it's sequel bait. I think it's interesting, but I think when the movie ends, I was like, that's it? And was a little disappointed. So, but I like Mark Duplass, so...
It kind of felt like that was added because they didn't know how to end it, is how it read to me. But I also, because I don't know the Backrooms, like...
the lore.
His, like, videos on it, I don't know if that's a thing that has come up before. So, I don't know if it's, like, he's pulling from his own content or if it was
more, I don't know,
made for this film.
I want to know, and Aaron wants to know, do you think there will be a sequel? Because I think there probably will.
It's making buku bucks. There's gonna be a sequel.
Like Kane Parsons direct something else, though, please.
That's the thing. I feel bad. Like, I don't want him to be pigeonholed into this because I do think he's capable of doing something else.
This movie had sauce, for sure.
He has the sauce.
He has sauce.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has the sauce. He's got sauce. We'll see on the next one.
Okay, whatever.
I'm just being a jerk.
But I do think it's interesting whether the scientists are tied to the Backrooms or not. What I will say, I think is interesting that they were studying MRI machines, so they were studying, like, literal pictures of the mind, and now they're studying the Backrooms, which is like...
It's like a big brain that you're walking through someone's brain. Okay.
Yes, like your psyche.
That sounds cool. I wish that, that was in the movie more.
But I think it is in the... They literally say it, so I do think it's there. I just think you have to put the pieces together. Yeah. But I do wonder, like, he says that there's new doors popping up all over, so, like, what does that mean? I don't know. But I'm also okay with ambiguity, because I don't think there should be. I think there's probably too many answers to begin with.
Yeah. Well, I think you nailed it on all the theme stuff. I don't have anything to add, so I'm cool to move on to whatever's next.
So
yeah, I think you did a good job. And I didn't like the movie as much as you, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep moving then.
Make it more interesting to you hearing my read of it? Like, do you see that? Does that make you like it more?
No. Yes and no.
Okay.
I like your read. I just think that the movie's not that interesting. So what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Someone just asked if we were married
or if we were dating.
We're
married.
TikTok. Yeah, we're... Okay.
Okay, so any hot takes?
My hot take is probably going to be my rating out of 10.
That is a hot take.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Do you have any?
kind of don't.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any. This is... Oh, it's not a video game movie. Oh, my hot take. I have a hot take. Exit 8 was better. That's a hot take, right? Do you agree?
I rated them the same.
Oh, interesting.
But I think as a cohesive project, Exit 8 is better.
It is, yeah. I think that I had more fun with the Backrooms, but yeah. Okay.
So, horror relationship test. How would our relationship hold up in this movie? So
I would have way too much fun. I'm going so deep.
We both fell through the wall.
We both fell through the wall. I'm just sprinting through corridors.
I know, that is why
I'm Sonic running through corridors. I'm not surviving. I'm leaving your ass having way too much fun with all the geometry. Like, I'm going full special.
Yeah,
in here.
1,000%. You're dead. See you later.
No, I'm fast. I'm fast as fuck, boy. I'm gonna be flying through there. They're not catching me. Just saying.
Yeah, I've seen you do a corn maze, brother. Like,
I'm just sprinting.
Matt had to be rescued from a corn maze.
Only once, and that was because I did a lot of sprinting. So yeah, yeah. I don't know what happens. All I know is we are separating because I'm having too much fun.
Yeah, and I'm not. The second I fall through a wall into another room, I'm going back through the wall, and then getting my friends to be like, "Do you see this?"
No, I'm running through
because like I don't know who else.
I feel like I'm in the McDonald's play place, running through there. I'd have so much fun.
Yeah,
going down the slides.
You're dead, bro. Yep. You're so dead.
There were cool slides, things to climb.
So it wouldn't be up to me. I would not want to split up, but I know Matt would split up because, again, we've done a corn maze together. Matt leaves my ass every time.
Norton, we're taking Norton with us, our dog, and him and I are sprinting through this. We're going to have such a good time.
No, Norton's not going in the back rooms. Norton's staying with mommy.
That's like what I want out of the back rooms. I just want to play in them. You know? They do kind of feel like a play place. You know, those are kind of liminal spaces in general. The really big ones. Where I went, we had Wildwood Highlands, which was like a big family fun center. They had a massive play place. Like, I'm talking like 3-4 stories, slides. Like, it was a liminal space. I still have dreams about that place. And it does feel like a liminal place. All right, cool.
All I'm just going to say is you're dumb and you're going to die and I would survive.
I agree.
And someone in our comments did just say, I like they didn't try to over-explain it. The parts where they tried to were the weakest parts.
Probably, yeah.
And I agree. I genuinely wish this film got more surrealist.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been better that way. But it is what it is. Okay, so speaking of surrealist films, movie recs based off this film. If you like Backrooms, or the concept at least of Backrooms, what films would you recommend?
I just saw some of your list, so now I'm going to want to steal from it. I just said Exit 8.
Yeah, so I have Exit 8, obviously.
That'd be good. Watch every Lynch film. All of them are better and they have surrealist elements.
I put Lost Highway and Twin Peaks: The Return are the first two that came to mind for me, but I do think any of them, anything Lynchian.
I can recommend Lynch for anything, though. The Lynch is for the people.
I know, but like it's so relevant
Twin Peaks fans are party people.
I think it's...
You ever hear him say, he said that, right? I know.
Okay. I do think it's really relevant here. I also have Skinamarink, obviously. We've talked about that.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've obviously talked about that.
If you like boring shots of hallways, boy, do I have a fantastic movie for you.
I saw the TV Glow.
Yeah, good pick.
I'm thinking of ending things.
Ooh, I didn't even think about... I forgot about that one. Mm-hmm. That's very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Pulse.
Hell yeah, you know I love Pulse. Pulse is pants-shittingly scary, though, so dead-ashionally.
Yeah, dead-ashionally, as Peyton would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do some this or that's. Do you have any more movie recs?
No.
Unoriginal loser bitch behavior.
One in the comments said From, the TV show, which I've heard is good.
I've also heard it's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a loser. Thanks for preparing.
My bad. You said all the good ones.
Well,
okay.
You have the option to speak first.
Let's do some this or that.
Copied. Okay, so we have gotten a whole handful of YouTubers making horror movies. We mentioned this earlier in talking about the Filippo brothers with Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, but there's also Curry Barker's Obsession, Markiplier's Iron Lung, Michael Shanks made Together, and then obviously Chris Stuckman made Shelby Oaks.
Yep.
So we're going to rate them from worst, or we're going to rank them from worst to best.
Oh, we're going to rank them? Well, I haven't seen all of them, so are we going to work together on this?
Well, you can leave out Iron Lung. That's fine. What is your ranking?
My ranking from worst to best. Yes. I have to look hard at this. Of the ones I've seen, yikes, it's Backrooms.
That's ridiculous. That's stupid.
Backrooms, then Shelby Oaks.
That's so stupid.
Then
That's
Together.
actually brain dead ass.
Dead Ashley. Then, just let me do my ranking how I want to.
Fine.
Backrooms. With Shelby Oaks at the bottom. It would be either Shelby Oaks, then Backrooms, or Backrooms, then Shelby Oaks.
It's Shelby
Fine,
Oaks.
so let's say Shelby Oaks, then Backrooms. You convinced me. Then I'm going to say Talk to Me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to... No. I'm going to say Together, then Talk to Me. Then Bring Her Back, and then Obsession. Did I skip one? No, I got it.
Wow, you putting Obsession above Bring Her Back is crazy for you. I didn't think you'd do that.
Yeah, I've let the culture convince me. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe Bring Her Back over. It's hard.
Okay, I have mine.
Go ahead.
Shelby Oaks and Iron Lung tied for
You
last.
didn't. No, you just watched that recently.
I watched Iron Lung today.
It was weak.
I think it takes bigger swings than Shelby. You know what? I'm gonna put Shelby Oaks last, and then I'll put Iron Lung.
Okay.
The reason
How is my boy Markiplier?
He's fine. There's some scenes where I'm like, okay, King, and then other scenes where I'm like, nah, stop yelling.
He's a cool guy.
I just think that he's taking swings that Stuckman does not take.
The first 30 minutes of Shelby Oaks are awesome. Everything
Yeah,
after
and
that,
then everything
meh.
else is
I liked
great.
the ending.
I like that it's what it's leading to. I just don't think the execution is there.
I think there's a lot of spooky ideas in Shelby
And I think
Oaks.
Iron Lung, it's all set in like one small space, and he's the only person on screen the whole time. So it's tough because if he's not nailing it, then like
It's still
that
pretty
doesn't
cool.
work.
But all right, continue.
Conceptually, it's cool. Okay, so
you said
Shelby Oaks, Iron Lung, Backrooms.
Yeah.
I think Talk to Me is a better made movie than Together, but I like Together more, so I'm
Alright,
gonna
go
go
with it.
Talk to Me, Together, Bring Her Back, Obsession.
Yeah. Reasonable. Okay.
And then let's rank May horror films. So in
Let's do
order
it.
of release of the bigger ones that got some sort of theatrical release. Hokum, Affection, Obsession, Passenger, Saccharine, and Backrooms.
Oh, poor Passenger.
I also love they're all one-word titles.
Weird.
That's
That's
so fun.
that's the meta right now. Okay. Affection is my least favorite by far.
By far.
By far. Then I'm gonna put
I know what you're doing.
Backrooms, then Passenger because Passenger's silly, then Saccharine, Obsession, Hokum.
That's exactly what I thought you were gonna do.
Passenger. I think it was just our experience in the theater for
was so
Passenger.
fun.
It was so fun.
And also, I screamed a lot.
There
so
were
it was
some
silly.
scenes that I was like backing up, trying to get away from the screen, and it was weird, like involuntarily.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah, that's why.
Mine is easy. Affection in last,
Affection's bad.
then Passenger, then Backrooms, then Saccharine, then Hokum, then Obsession.
Okay, we were pretty similar.
Just some.
I just have
slight
Hokum over Obsession.
swapping.
That's a switch for you. You had Hokum higher at one point.
No, I did not. I never did.
Okay, never mind then.
But I did really like Hokum.
I love Hokum. I think Hokum's a perfect movie.
Hokum rocks.
Okay, let's rate this thing. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm giving I almost said Passenger. Backrooms, a 5 out of 10.
Oh,
Sorry.
snap-a-roo, dog.
5 for everything Kane Parsons did that was good. Negative 5 for everything else.
Oh my god.
It's just, the narrative drove me nuts. I found myself bored. I'm not going to watch it again. Sorry. That's maybe a little low, but I'm giving it a 5 out of 10.
That's too low.
Okay, well, you know what? It's my rating. What is yours?
A 7.
7 out of 10. Okay. I think it does some things really well, and I think when it does something so well and then just the narrative piece is so boring and bland and it's not scary, I'm more frustrated, which makes me go lower than I probably should.
Yeah, I just think that's stupid.
Well, I think I was also comparing it to other things I rated recently. So
I think you're bad
for
at rating movies,
The
but
Dalton,
that's
well,
okay.
you know what? There's no such thing as being bad at rating movies. People make a career on being bad at rating movies, okay? Me.
That's what you're
Not a
attempting
career.
here.
I'm going to give it a +1 on the Dalton endorsement scale because I think it's cool looking and I want people to see it.
I'm going to give,
But I think there are better movies out there right now.
for the folks at home or on the TikToks, the Dalton endorsement scale was made by our friend, whose last name is Dalton. It's a -5 to 5 scale where our scores reflect how much we recommend the film, taking into consideration our personal enjoyment as well as the film's cultural impact. So, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5.
You giving it a +4? Nice.
Cultural impact,
Okay,
brother.
all right,
I
hell
think
yeah.
this is an important movie and an exciting movie.
Yeah. I get that. I just didn't enjoy it very much compared to other things I've seen, so that's why I went with a lower rating, and that's okay. Just wasn't for me.
I mean, it's not my favorite movie of the year either. It's not in my top 5.
Definitely not in my top 5.
I don't even know if it's in my top 10, but I think it's culturally interesting.
Yep.
So,
Okay. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Anything else we got to do?
no, man.
All right, cool. I've been Matt Hanna.
I'm Hannah.
This is Horror with the Hannahs. Stay tuned and stay scared.
Thank you for listening to Horror Hour with the Hannahs. Make sure to listen to future episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever else you can find podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube, where we post episodes and shorts. You can follow us at Horror Hour with the Hannahs on TikTok and Instagram, as well as at Horror Hour on Blue Sky for more content. If you like the podcast, please follow and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app. Happy hauntings!